All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Perfect People, where we are rebuilding humanity through storytelling. We have the pleasure of having our guest here today, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Theresa Awesedo.
I'm Michael Awesedo.
Awesome. All right. And the reason why you two are here today is to really tell a beautiful story about finding pandemic, actually internationally, across the world, and then actually bringing this love together. And so you guys have a beautiful story to tell, and we're gonna get right into that. Okay. So my first question, really, just to get into this, is how did you all meet? Because you have a really interesting story. So how did y'all meet?
Are
Well,
you?
I had to say, it was during lockdown, and I came up during the lockdown, but we didn't get into all that. But I was able to get online and actually get familiar with the apps, the social media apps, and things like that. So I think I finally learned how to use my Instagram account, and we went on from there. That's where I met him from Instagram. You want to share?
Well, um, that was how we met actually through Instagram because, in addition to that, um, I don't know. I think I messaged her first because I was just it was lockdown and everybody was home, not too much to do. So I particularly I was speak for myself. I was spending more time on social media, So I was on Instagram that fateful day. I was just scrolling, just going by because if you're on social media like sometimes it brings some page up that someone you may know, so then I saw her profile picture. She was like she have this big smile. Then I clicked into her like a page. Then I was scrolling through her pictures, and what actually like caught my attention was that throughout all our pictures, like all our pictures from the first picture to our last picture, she was wearing big smile in all pictures. Like there was none of our pictures that she wasn't smiling, like a very big smile. Then I'm like, okay, let me reach out to this soul. I really want to know why she's always smiling because it was interesting because it's like it's rare to me if you see someone who has 1,000 pictures and she's always smiling in all those pictures. So I really want to know the kind of person she is. So that was actually what really like caught my interest. So that was how it all begins. Then I sent the first message. Then she replied with a link. So then I got mad because they tried to like steal my account twice by clicking some random links. So I got mad. I thought she was one of the you know those who try to take people's page. So I was mad at her. That, why are you sending me? She was saying, oh, she's trying to like propose a job or something. I'm like, no, no, I'm good. I was all mad, but she was able to handle it well. Everything was okay. All right, then we started talking. I was nervous when we started texting. The text continues. Then I don't know. I think you requested us to talk on voice call, right?
That was you, because I didn't even know. I just got introduced to WhatsApp. But the funny thing was, I didn't even know that you tried to text me before that I sent that link. Like I said, I still was learning how to use Instagram. But then I realized, oh wow. But yeah, I did sense the attitude in the message. I was like, wow, okay, I guess there's some reason to get mad. But yeah, we took it from WhatsApp. I didn't know how to use WhatsApp. So as good. So you kind of walked me through, send me some simple steps on how to use it, and then bam, we went from there. And then the first video call, we kind of like shocked, looking at around. It was like kind of nervous. So you like looking like, oh my god, like a kid who just got a new toy, like, hey. And then we didn't say nothing. Well, we said something like, hey, hello, and just kind of was like, wow, this whole video thing is something different. So yeah, and went from there.
That's wonderful. So I want to actually throw a little curveball in here and go back in time and talk a little bit about like y'all backgrounds, right? Because clearly you two come from two different lived experiences, right? So what was it like for like both of you, like just growing up? Where you come from? What's your life like?
Well, oh, I'm the middle child, somewhat, and I got 5 siblings, but grew up with three, well, two ratherly. And anyhow, my mom left when I was younger, so my mom's from Korea, and my dad's African American, so that was a little bit of mixture of some cultures. Um, but raised in a black family home, so I was exposed to Korean culture to a certain extent, but and then after my mom left, we didn't really, um, you know, uh, continue to practice. I learned the language, stopped because of school and things like that. We couldn't keep they said that they didn't think I understood English, so that was cut off. I never went back to try to learn again, and that was about it. Other than that, um, just raised by my grandmother on my father's side, a little bit of my other grandmother on my Korean side, and mainly raised by my father. So it was just different. Very strict, militant to a certain extent, and that's about it. So
So you have an interesting background. So you come from two cultures already and two different lived worlds with your different parent with your parents, right? So then you're like bringing this together, and now you meet Michael, right? And so Michael, what was it like for you growing up? Like, what was your childhood like? You're growing up in Africa, right? So what's it like for you?
Well, um, Africa. You already know I'm Black Africa. I'm straight Africa, Nigeria to be precise. So and my tribe is a Yoruba, so I'm a Yoruba Nimi. So now growing up, I have four elder sisters, and I'm the first son, and I have one younger brother. So growing up, I'm the only son at the time. Because you already know in Nigeria, I know of my own culture, right? So I won't talk about in general. So if you are from my tribe, Yoruba, we appreciate and we always like when we have a son, because so your son carries your name. So while growing up as the only son, I could feel the love and the security. They're always making sure I'm safe. I don't really like do much of, you know. So I know my parents are always they're overprotective of me, So and at the time, then I have my younger brother. Then all the special treats, start reducing and all. So at the time, I got jealous. Like, wow, I wish the only son treat could continue, but it is what it is. So then growing up wasn't really that rosy, you know. So it was a struggle, but we thank God, it's all not bad. It's good. So that's
Hmm.
it.
So you two bring these completely different lived experiences, different cultures, right? And then all of a sudden something happens, and what was that? 2021 that you travel, right, for the first time.
22.
So 2022, you're actually the first one that went to Africa, right? So what happened? So you traveled to Africa. Have you ever been to Africa before that?
I never been. I haven't had a passport since I was a child, so I had to get all those things. I wasn't expecting to go there at all. That was not my intentions, honestly. I'll say that. Um, I never thought I'll. Um, I don't know. I never had that on my mind to even travel at all, honestly. So that was a thing. And then as more and more I began to prepare for it and kind of motivate myself, like, yeah, I got to do it. I got to go step out here and kind of take this adventure on and see what exactly it's about. So, and see where if this connection is real from online to in person. So I did my research and we both did our research and looked into how to go about it. Boy, was it a challenging process to a certain extent. Paperwork involved, money's involved, just trying to make sure it was worth it. So it taught me a lot of things. So and what to expect and things like that when traveling out of the country.
Hmm. So love basically made you take that leap of faith.
Yeah, love, curiosity, um, spontaneity. I don't know if that's exactly the word, but and a new journey. Yeah.
So what were you thinking the first time you got to Africa? Like, what were your thoughts when you land there? What was going through your head?
Well, I do remember a moment. I was in checking in immigration, and they had the line split up at the airport, and had one Nigerians and the other Americans or foreigners, however. And I was like looking around, and at the time I was the only, well, one or two people was one, two people, me and this other lady was the only ones in that line. So I was like, oh my god, I'm really out of America. I'm really out of America. I'm a foreigner. So yeah, and I was like, wow, I made it, So and I was just curious of what was going to be the next thing. So
So Michael, she gets to Africa. What's your thoughts? The first day y'all finally seeing each other in person. What's that like?
Well, the first time we met, like the first time I saw her in person, I won't lie, I really don't know how I was feeling. It's the first time I have a direct contact with an American person. You know, not to talk of someone I'm having a relationship with. So it was like a dream. It was like I'm dreaming, but it's real. So I really don't know, and I haven't been through that before. So it was a lot to take in. So I was just trying to, pipe it down, make sure I'm not, So it's a beautiful thing actually, and I was just, and then okay. So what really made me so, I don't know the right word to use, because then when she was planning on coming, I was talking to her dad, I was talking to her brother, and everybody was like, make sure she good. If you don't make sure she good, if anything happens to her, I'm come for you. So even though I know it's not really, they don't really mean that word, but they're just trying to tell me to keep her safe. So I'm making sure she's safe. You know, sometimes she might want to like follow me to some places. I don't want to take her. She'll be like, but I don't want to take her because you know can't really trust nobody like that. And then I was worried at the time because it's the first time in Africa, right? And I know about, I've not been here before, but I know Americans don't really like spicy food. But we Africans, we eat more spicy. Everything we do is spice. So, but the good thing is that because I was scared and I don't really know what to offer, what to give her to eat, you know. But the good thing is that she handled it well. Everything I give to her, she's just making sure it's down. I'm like, oh wow, that's good. And I think it's just only one time we had. I don't know what we had.
was it
Then it was really
yes
spicy.
now you couldn't even eat it.
Yeah, okay. I think I had a pasta sometimes. That was, even me myself, I couldn't eat the pasta because it was too spicy. So
Your sister tore it down though. She ain't play with
yeah,
it.
so that was it. We had a good time. We had a good time. And the first time she was around, yeah, like I said, it was challenging, and it was beautiful at the same time because
And we
uh,
came during the rain season.
yeah, and we couldn't really do much because it was a rainy season. She came, so that was it.
And it rained and poured. Floods.
That's so interesting though. Even on both ends, because I was gonna ask Teresa as well. Like, were you scared? Like, is it safe? Did you have any fears about it being safe too? Like, thinking about how he's like, "Are
Um,
you safe?" We're thinking like, yeah. So, did you have any reservations around that?
Honestly, I don't know. Like when I got on the plane, I missed my flight, so I was already like, you know what? God probably don't want me to go. And it was funny because I was talking to him on video, and I said, "Oh dang, I don't think I'm gonna miss a flight." He was like, "Run!" Mind you, if you anybody who's been to Atlanta airport, that's a big airport, and so I didn't know what I was up against. But I made sure the next time when I went, I was just like more familiar and things I knew what happened. But once I got on the plane and everything the next day, because I ended up staying in Atlanta for a night, and got on the plane, we had ate and everything, and I'm like, I'm really on this plane or whatever. One thing I didn't want to feel was the turbulence, but make a long story short, I started to get a little fear in me, and I'm looking all looking all around, and everybody was just like chilled, like quiet, and just like resting and stuff like that. And I don't know, I felt like a peaceful spirit on the plane, so that was able to rest my nerves. I was a little bit nervous to a certain extent, but I don't know, it felt like how you gonna say? I want to use that
Maybe
word, but
anxious?
I wasn't.
No.
I wasn't anxious, but I was just like curious and just like ready to see what was going on and what was and ready for what's next. So that's mainly it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so you guys take the leap of faith. You go all the way over to Africa, and y'all get married, right? Or is
Yes.
all right. So how was that? What was that like?
Interesting. From the time getting prepared was a journey, an adventure in itself. Getting everything ready. I got my dress made. I had to go to Old Shady Market. That I'll never forget that experience. And I had to ride the city bus, but that was a van. And I think one of the things was hard, challenging for me because here we was using a mask, and over there then using a mask, but not really like that. So and then me kind of transitioning into being in a space with more people. So I'm at work, I was already transitioned to that, and we don't have that many. We didn't have that many people around. I'm not working with a lot of people because of we was still COVID was still around. So just going into being in that space was kind of nerve wracking for me because I'm like, oh my god, I don't have my mask on. I'm probably might get COVID or something. But so and it was. But other than that, it was good. But I had a little scared with the stampede inside Old Shady Market. I just heard a big thunder of feet, and all these people came running at me. And his sister was like, "Hold your pocketbook."
What does that mean? Hold your pocketbook. What?
Yeah,
Why?
because they were gonna pickpocket.
Oh wow.
So, and this one was telling me to leave the purse, but he didn't tell me why to leave the purse. So he wanted me to find out the hard way. So it was like, okay. But other than that, they had lot of nice materials there, and after that experience, I said I don't want to look around no more. I'm okay because it kind of brought me back to a time where I was in a space and something similar like that happened, but not really.
Yeah.
And it kind of brought me back. So it's almost like a little PSTD thing going. But yeah. But other than that, after that, we went to the registry and everything like that. We had a lot of people who, good friends of his, that helped. I was already doing more research as far as like about, the older ladies marrying the younger Nigerians and stuff like that. So you actually seen that at the registry, and I'm like, okay, this really do exist. I'm seeing them in person, but I didn't want to like really eyeball because who am I to judge? Love is love, right? So his dad, his sister was there. We got a few friends. That was an interesting moment. So and That's all I could say about it.
Most girls, when they talk about like their wedding, they think about like all the people they want to invite. So it was like a totally different experience for you all because it's like you there getting married with your new family, right? Like, so
Basically,
were you
yeah.
nervous?
Uh yeah. I think the kissing part was a little bit nerve wracking because why they're right there, like we're like dead smack in front of the couple of people who were helping with the wedding and ceremony, and they was like, okay, kiss. I'm like, right now, and he just was like, whatever kind of thing. And then like his dad was there, the sister was there, all that was there. So I'm like, hey, so did the best we. So I'm already like, not. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a PDA person. I mean, I think that could be worked in, but yeah. So that's one of the things.
How about for you, Michael? How was it for you? What was it like getting married?
Well, uh, it's new. That's my first time. So
Were
I
you
don't know.
nervous?
Yeah, worse. Then not till we get to the registry. Then I saw um other um um other families too that wants to get married. Like we have. I think that day we got married. There's other people too that got married to like America, like white, which are they're white too, like six couples or more. That was I was thinking probably I might be the only one who's trying to get married to America because they will know. You think they will not know once you get everybody notice you that, oh no, this person is not from here, even when they are attending to us. So I was a little bit nervous, but when I got there, I see it wasn't just me alone. Then that gave me a little bit, and then it was going so smooth. Then I guess God actually blessed the day because it rained a little bit that day too. So that was it. So
In the course of like a year, 2 years at this point, y'all met online, started talking. You visited Africa, and y'all were in the process of like getting Michael over here. And what was your impressions of America?
well, talk about impression of America from someone from Nigeria. So they said, I haven't been here before. So but there's rumor. They say once you get to America, you're rich. So and she told me too when we started talking, she always reminding me that, oh, are you with me because of my green card? Yeah, I know. Funny enough, I don't really know about green card. I don't know what it does. I don't know the meaning, but then I read about it. So still, I was still thinking probably there was more thing from it. So I was thinking once I get to America with my green card that she talks about, I might get free money or free like start getting things. Start within a month I'm rich. So that was my impression. But still not bad. Yeah, I didn't get free money. I know you have to work for it. But the only thing, the experience I'm having, which I enjoy, which I like more, is 24 hours power supply. You know to have a light, stable light, stable power in Africa is a big deal. Like it's a problem. So, mean able to charge my phone, conveniently, do things with power, that things that needed to be done using power at ease, is 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 it's a good experience, a good feeling, and I'm getting to enjoy the country as it's not bad, it's nice out here. And then I guess sometimes it's not everything you see online you believe, because from what I see online, sometimes I see people say, "Oh, you get here, you know, there's this, there's that, there's racist." But no, everybody I've met or I've been around since I've been here, they're nice, So it's beautiful out here. I love America.
She said, "What was the first thing we did?"
Oh, what was the first thing we did? What was the first thing we did?
We to see my dad.
Oh yeah. So when we got here, the first thing I did was we went to see our dad, because our dad took me like a son. He always called me son. Yeah, and I call him dad too. So the love is there. So we went to see him. He welcomed me well. So and yeah, he gave me the first free money in America. Yeah, he gave me money then when I met him. So yeah. So that
Wow.
was the first thing we did when I got here. Then to addition to it, I thought, I've never seen snow my whole life. I only see it in TV. So when I got to the airport, when I got outside the airport, it was freezing cold. Then I could feel my hair is about to fall off. So it's crazy. But yeah,
So, what are some cultural challenges or like adjustments that you both had to make since like learning each other and being together?
We'll go back to, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of not funny. But I think that being that I reconnected with my mom and how she tries to explain things, I kind of understand. I had the patience to kind of figure out what the person is saying, and for him, I do the same thing. I was like, and the funny thing, this was like in the beginning, and he was like, we was talking about the stereotypes of Americans and stereotypes of Nigerians, and he was like, well, I heard a lot of y'all American women, y'all like the diverse over there. I was like, diverse? I said, yeah, we got a lot of cultures over here. He was like, nah, that's not what I'm talking about. He said, when y'all throw the man out when he do bad. I said, you mean divorce? You mean divorce? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can't be saying divorce and divorce, but So yeah, just trying to understand the expressions and like find the words to in that aspect. But I think that we definitely two different personalities, for sure. Uh that's a challenge. I'm more I hold things in sometimes. I'm not really too expressive unless I blow up. So I try to work on that. Um, I don't know. He's more. I don't know. We both kind of like introverts to a certain extent, but then we have some extrovert type of uh, things that we do. Like I will talk to somebody if they make me feel comfortable and we have an interesting topic. Well, I'll have a conversation with them. Whereas he's not, he'll talk, but he ain't talking for a long time. So, but if it's an interesting topic, he might give a little, a little longer talk than usual, his usual self. I've learned to accept that. So that was hard because you're long distance and you have to talk more to kind of get to know people. And then I just got used to him doing his thing because sometimes we just call and just look at each other and say, we just talk with the eyes, I guess. In that sense, and smiles and just laugh. Sometimes I just laugh. So it's just, I just like, guess we can't talk. We just look at each other and laugh. That's the best thing. So we communicate like that. But I don't know. He likes to sleep. He sleep way more than me for sure. But and then I just try to test the waters with the whole sleeping thing because I just want to bother. I want to see how he act when he sleeps. So I just try to bother him, and he don't like that. So and definitely, depending on how tired I am, yeah, I don't like that either. So yeah. At least we kind of same in that area, but he sleep harder than me because I wake up, I hear a pin drop, I wake up, I'm just, what happened? What? He be like, people be yelling, help! Oh, shh. He don't hear nothing. They don't play about they sleep. I think it's an African thing, right?
um, I we sleep differently individually. So
Y'all don't
I
play
think
about y'all sleep. When you want to get that sleep, y'all show it. Y'all get angry and not angry like violent, but we know we got the attitude like I need to go to sleep. I ain't got the time. So, but other than that, we have more. If you want to know more about some other challenges, we'll definitely share. What about you? What challenges you have with me?
Not even challenge, but just like adjustment to even America or
Um,
just changing. Like, oh, you know what, this is different. Or
yeah, I think he had to adjust to the weather, the water here. Um, I think even just like a certain amount. He's used to like a lot of people being out. And there, at the time when he came, it's cold. You ain't gonna see many people out when it's cold. That's definitely a no no. And we are more people here are like driving. Some take the bus, but when it's cold, they going from 8. point A to point B, and that's it. And they back in. So, and we don't really have in this particular state. I want to say there's not much to really do as far as activities. Only a certain amount. Now they're gonna have more activities. Not sure, um, really. And then we talk about the grocery um, store experience where we had to pay for the bags, and he was like, "You gotta pay for the bags." Like, yep. And a lady asks you, "You want paper or plastic?" And you got to pay more for whatever, depending on the strongest, most likely plastic gonna cost more. So yeah, and you're already paying all that money for the food. So yeah.
Welcome to America. So let me ask this one question. So I want, I ask the challenges now. I want to take a time, just giving a gratitude and appreciation. What is one thing you appreciate about each other most since being together?
I'm gonna let him answer that for her first, as I've been talking. So I'll answer after.
Um, okay, so one thing I appreciate about her is that, yeah, I know sometimes I might be hard to deal with. So each time we have issues, you know, she's always the one who comes to talk to me first. Even though I'm the one at fault, she's the one at fault. She's still gonna like the next day it's just as if nothing happens, you know. So it's like that. So that's it.
You appreciate her being a peacemaker, just wanting to, yeah.
Yeah, she's a peacemaker.
Like that. Well, how about you? What do you appreciate?
Mm, well, well, I'm more. I like to. There's two things which I noticed even when I went to Africa for the first time. That might sound a little weird, but I think because I have my own way of trying to relax, and sometimes I still don't know how to relax. So just watching him relax is kind of interesting, and which I appreciate. I just got to learn to adapt it in my life a little bit more.
Bring that calm.
Yeah, and then he has a discipline about himself from everything. It can be more like the eating to just things that you could kind of overindulge yourself in. It's just like there's a limit. Like you just see him like cut it off. Whereas for me, I'm just like I'm going against all limits right now, you know. So I don't have that kind of. I do. I'm working on. I say probably in the past. I think I don't really see it as much, but I have the I can do the discipline, but I think a consistent. But whereas for him, it's just like a norm thing. Like, okay, this is what I'm doing. But me is like, I had to get pushed in that. Like, okay, this happened. Sometimes I'll still ignore that, but like, you know, I'm still going. I'm about to overindulge in this right here because you know what? This is what I want to do. So, but watch it, having seen that in him, that's a grateful thing because you like, dang, I need to be more like that, and you try to somehow. Of course, I'm not going to be exactly like that, but I have to find my niche on how I'm going to do it or how I can place that. So, and yeah.
Mhm. What advice would you guys give someone else thinking about stepping out there and dating internationally or even state to state, right? Just a long distance LDR relationship that could potentially sprout to more. What advice would you give them?
Um. Well. Whew, well, I'm gonna go off of what I kind of been through, but I try to. Sometimes I forget about it, but I think when you just get in a relationship in general, knowing when you're going in, you take a risk, but more so like focus on how you want to say, like, going after your happiness at the same time going for, but when you say happiness is like like growth is involved and things like that. So even if it don't work out, you like, I did my best. You like kind of know what you wanted. You go after what you want, but sometimes you also gotta keep in mind that it's a learning experience, so be open to learn, and also be open to kind of compromising. But I think for somebody in my case, like, I might compromise too much to a certain extent. So then also find your voice in how can you kind of work that out. But yeah, so, and I think just more so just have fun and work on bonding with that individual. I think the friendship part is a must. So
Well, my two-piece advice to anyone else who's trying to get into a long distance relationship will be just that um, they need to be sure that's what they want. Sometimes, sometimes people do things not knowing they're doing the things. I don't know the best way to put it, but and then when going into a long distance relationship, it's not easy because like like we all know there's a culture differences. So and dating someone or planning to marry someone internationally, there's gonna be a lot of sacrifice. So for I would just say whosoever is interested in trying to do that must be ready. Like must be ready more than the usual because there's more to it. And one thing is that don't compare because like my favorite line, everybody's journey is different. So that's it.
All right. Here you have it all. Thank you for sharing your story and just really giving hope to people who are wondering, like, hey, I might have found someone in another country or another state or another city, whatever it may be, and I want to give this love a chance. Should I? And so I'm just hearing the whole totality of just everything. Thank you all for sharing, and that is it. Peace, y'all.